So, if you're a coach or a private skills trainer that's tired of spending hours on the field or hours in the gym training athletes as your sole source of making income, well, today's episode is going to be a great one for you because I'm going to be sharing a few different ways you can make passive income with a lot of the skills that you already have. And I'm telling you, you're going to see some of these different points and be like, man, I should have done this years ago. So, let's go ahead and get into the episode, and I'm going to be sharing my few points with you. Hey, what's up, everybody? So before we continue with the podcast, I just want to let you know how we got this podcast in the first place, all right? So when we were looking to create one, we needed something that was simple to use, right? We needed something that had all the buttons in one place. We didn't want to have to download different softwares to figure out how to record, how to edit, that sort of thing. And so what we use is Anchor. Now with Anchor, you can upload your podcast to Spotify, Apple Podcast, and more, all right? And it is totally free. There's nothing to pay for at all. You don't even need to put down your credit card to sign up, anything like that. All right. Everything you need in one place. So with the podcast, again, you can distribute it, you can edit, you can whatever you need to do with it. It is totally all free in one place. All right. So all you have to do is download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Again, guys, this is the place to be if you want to make a podcast. You want to earn money with it too. You can create ads on there as well, just like this one, and you can start earning money right away. There's no minimum listenership at all. You go straight to creating an ad and earning money right away from the very first episode. So again, all you have to do is download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started today. And let's get back to the episode. So a lot of the points I'm going to be sharing are points that you can do with little to no money at all to start up. And I'm telling you, if you can really work to make these things happen for you, it's going to make a world difference for you when you can have a passive income source based off of the skills that you already have, the knowledge that you already have, and just with a few different resources be able to build something that you can sit back and not have to just spend all these different hours like training and you know, with clients. Of course you love to do that, but sometimes it's like when that's your only source of income, it's like you only have so much hours in the day. And so with these few different ways, you can actually make money while you're, you know, having dinner with your family, while you're driving around town, while you're having fun on the weekends, different sources like that where you don't have to be spending time, trade your time for dollars that a lot of coaches unfortunately get stuck into. So point number one is with Amazon affiliate marketing. And simply put, affiliate marketing is getting a commission based on products or services that you recommend to other people. So for example, I know a lot of people, you know, you might be like, man, I recommend this restaurant to so many people, they should pay me. Well, that's exactly what it is, where Amazon will actually allow you to earn money based on the things that you recommend, and you can make money on a lot of the equipment that you already recommend. So, for example, how it would work, right, is if you have a parent that's always asking you, hey, coach, you know, I love the training that you do, and I want little Johnny to do some of the stuff in our backyard. What's some agility ladders that you recommend? Well, all you have to do is point them to a place on Amazon where they can purchase the ones that you use and you know and you like, and little Johnny's mother can actually go on to Amazon, purchase it, and then you would actually get a commission from that. So it's just a perfect example of like, it's so simple to do, it's totally free to sign up and start getting those links in, because I mean, you're already going to recommend it anyway, so might as well actually get a percentage of that sale, if that makes sense. And also what's great about Amazon is that for 24 hours after someone clicks that link, anything they purchase on Amazon actually goes towards your commission. So for example, you sent, you know, little Johnny's mother to go purchase that agility ladder. Let's say she decides to go purchase a microwave, or she goes to get something else for the house. Well, that commission also will go towards you because she originally went through your link. And again, that link lasts for 24 hours. I mean, it's something that's so simple, something that's like really cool, that if you start building those links and having those recommended products that you already use and you trust and you like,
then it's just a simple, easy way to make passive income. And so the best way to build this out would be if you just have a place on your site that says gear/services we use, and all you have is just a bunch of links of products and services that you already like, you already recommend, and now people can actually go to them and you will get a commission for recommending them. Because again, we all have those situations where we're like, man, I'm making XYZ company so much money from recommending stuff, they should pay me. Well, now you're able to do that. You've been able to do that. So if you sign up for Amazon and start selling stuff from all the products that you already recommend, now it's just a passive way of doing that. And so if you decide, okay, great, this is awesome, I'm signing up, I'm doing it, I'm putting a link on my website and I'm going to start sending people there. On top of doing that, you can also scale it even more by starting like a YouTube channel or even a TikTok page and actually showcasing the product and actually sharing how you use it to get more people, more traffic towards your link. So when you go on TikTok and people are showing off cool products and here's this fancy blender that I love and just can't do without, 9 times out of 10 when they're sending you to a link is sending you to a link where they actually can make a commission off of. Because if you can build enough of these, then after a while when people see your video of the new agility ladder, of these gloves, of these new cleats, whatever the case is, now you just had that running in the background from your social media page or your YouTube channel. And I mean, you guys can just, as you're sitting here listening to this, just imagine the different levels of this that you can really run with, creating some videos, whether it's yourself or you get a creative to help you. You keep building this out, you keep getting more views to those different links, and now you're just churning out all different kinds of sales per month, just again off of the products that you would normally already recommend to people. Now, if you're loving this already, please stick around because I got plenty more for you. We got a couple more still on the list, so we're going to go ahead and roll into the next one. And that next one being starting a subscription service for extended content. So, for example, if you share more knowledge on the things that you're already having in your training, all you have to do now is create a paywall to say, hey, look, if you love my videos from my Instagram, if you love my videos on Twitter, now you just have to sign up for this membership on either platform or on my website to where I release exclusive content that goes deeper into a drill or deeper into a training methodology that I teach. And so again, you're just building that passive income because again, you can create a membership where people are paying, let's just say like $10 a month, right? Like only $10 is just so simple for people. But if you get enough people paying $10, well, you can do the numbers and see that again, you're just making passive income on a service that you already provide, but just going deeper for those people that already trust you, already like you, but just want to go a step further. And what's also great about this is that as people get to be in your membership service and continue to love everything that you're teaching them and showing them behind that next layer, now it's just more easy for them to kind of work their way into your actual training. So if you have group training sessions, if you do private one-on-one training, well, now that they've went from your free content, then they built themselves to go to your membership content, then next step would be just, hey, you love my content so much, why don't you work into actual in-person group training or one-on-one training? And so now you can build an email list of people that obviously rock with what you're doing because they decided to pay $10 a month. And now the next step up is to actually meet you and work with you in person. And it's much easier to market to these people versus having to go out on Instagram and just kind of reach everybody. So boom, there it is. You already have 2 different ways of making passive income from the knowledge you already have or simply the things that you already recommend. So rolling into the third option would be creating an online course, right? I mean, it's something that's so simple to think about, but a lot of times coaches don't really even realize that it's possible to just create an online course. For example, if you're training all these athletes and let's say you've already maxed out, let's say 10-hour days, 12-hour days, you really can't open it up to more unless you just train more athletes in that time and you just make larger and larger groups. Well, now you don't have to even limit yourself to a certain amount of athletes. You don't have to limit yourself to a region or an area that you normally work in. Now you can go global and work with anyone on a online basis, right? So when you create a course, you're just, again, sharing that knowledge that they would normally get in a private or a group setting, but now you're able to share all that knowledge, break it down for people, and put it out in a course that can reach the masses. And outside of that, a great thing is that if people can't afford your in-person sessions, because obviously your time is valuable and the amount of groups that you have may be maxed out by now, the great thing is that you can say, hey, you know what, we're booked right now, or I don't have enough time right now. But what you can do is look at this course that I already built that has a lot of the things that you're asking questions on, or how I already coach in person. Now you're just getting an online platform, so that way you're not turning down money, if that makes sense. Yes, you're scaling it down to a lower tier, but you're not having to say, hey, you know what, you got to go to my competition down the street, or I'm sorry, I just can't train you. Because now you have that online option to where you can either build it out to where it's just them working on it on their own, or you can even host different tiers of that and say, hey, here's my online course, but the top price point of this online course is live sessions with me via Zoom or whatever you have it, to where you can actually get that virtual coaching from me. I mean, it just makes sense, right? Because you can't train everybody, but now this platform allows you to do it. And there's so many platforms out there where you can actually create an online course for free or little to no money, like under $100 type of deal. I mean, there's plenty of different course builders, and I can link some in the show notes below where you can check them out. But again, it's totally low cost to the amount of possibility that you can do with the online course. And just to repeat again, this is another way of still bringing in income, bringing in passive income, because when people find out about your course and they're signing up while you're sitting at the dinner table, while you're watching a movie with your family, I mean, you can just imagine the possibilities when you're just hearing your phone ding and it's another sale, another sale, another sale, and you're just sitting there doing whatever it is you do or going about your daily life and just growing your impact from an online part of your business. And just like I said with creating that membership site, it just becomes a low level tier to people trying to work with you in person, and again trying to take up your time, where it's like, hey, you know, maybe you're not ready to train with me in person yet, or you don't have the funds to. Here's another tier that I have that's still benefiting you, still benefiting me, but I'm not using my time on people that may not have the resources or level yet to where it's necessary to train with you in person. And I know some of you are thinking like, hey, if I'm giving away these online courses and if I'm doing all this content for a paid membership site, these people are just going to flock to this, and I'm never going to be able to train people in person anymore because they're just going to look at this lower tier content and just stick with that, or just take my drills and run off and do it and then never come back to me. You have to understand that, like, one is helping you because you're not spending your physical time working with these people, but also you can run the drills in your backyard all you want. And it's like you can have your mom and your dad watch you do the drills, or maybe your uncle that feels like he knows sports to watch you do the drills, but only you and you yourself can break down the drills in a way that makes it easy to understand. You're the only one that can watch them and let them know if they're doing it right or wrong, because truth be told, they could take all your content, run with it, and do it themselves on, you know, the local community field, whatever the case is. But if they're doing it wrong, then there's no point in them really doing it, because their, you know, footwork isn't right, their shot form is off, they're not able to coach themselves up and be able to push themselves the way you would be able to during an in-person type of situation. So in the end, they're going to need to come see you in person if they really want to get the results they're looking for, which is getting recruited, getting to that next level of performance, whether try to make a professional team, make a college team, make their local high school team, whatever level that is. They're going to have to train with you in person versus just taking the drills they learned and just running off to their local court, their local field, and trying to do it on their own. So now this next one might not be a big shocker to you all because obviously this is what you're listening to, but you can start a podcast. And you all know the sponsor of this podcast, Anchor, is the simplest way to create a podcast. Like you heard at the beginning of this episode, right? So creating a podcast is so great because it's just you sharing your knowledge, right? You're sitting in front of a mic, you're recording, you're sharing your experience, your knowledge. Maybe you're breaking down a drill. You're just giving step-by-step tips to help the athletes that you normally train and giving them the resources they need to get better. And again, just building the audience. And this is great for passive income because, again, as you build that platform, you're getting sponsorships, whether it's a local business trying to advertise on your podcast. You could also have this be a resource to where it brings in, new signups because as athletes listen to your podcast, or even parents of athletes, so they actually want to see the expertise that you're building on your podcast and become a part of what you're doing because you're sharing so much knowledge on the podcast. And of course, there's different ways to monetize a podcast. You can, same thing, create a membership side of it to where, only certain episodes release to your members. And again, you're creating that membership money as you kind of build out that audience and you continue to show value on your podcast. People are going to want to advertise with you, and so you can create affiliate sites to those different products that people actually ask for you to advertise, and now you're creating just more and more passive income from this. So again, that would be like a brand deal. They say, hey, look, we're going to give you $10,000 over the next 6 months for you to market our service on your podcast. And on top of that, any purchase that's made from your special code, you get a commission off that. So now, the possibilities are just endless, where if you were just thinking about yourself as just I'm just a coach that just trains on the local field and I go to the local court and that's just all I do, my group sessions, my private sessions, and I just work from, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. and that's just what I do. Well, now you're starting to see like there's so many other ways of making money, so many ways of using your time wisely and creating different resources to create multiple streams. And I know people love to hear that, right? They love to hear multiple streams and passive income. And of course, these are things that you're going to have to work to build. But once you build them, it runs itself and you create the systems to where you don't have to touch it at all. And of course, you just make minor tweaks to it as you move forward to just scale it more. Because honestly, the only way to make the income that you want is by increasing your prices on your services, but then you're going to be pricing out a lot of people that you probably like to work with. And you're like, man, I don't want to be that guy that's charging, $1,100 for my private sessions when, I just love the people that I train with, and people are going to be hurt by me having raised my prices to that level. But it's also the level that you're going to have to raise them to if you really want to have the lifestyle that a lot of coaches or, a good majority of coaches strive to have. So just think about those things as you look at this list, figure out which ones you could possibly do. Just understand that there's so many opportunities out there now to earn an income just outside of having to physically be present and trade time for money. I hope you all like this list. I hope it was valuable to you. Let me know what you all thought. This is the Sport of Business Podcast. My name is Gabe, and I will see you on the next one.